Hey, I'm Rob Greenwald, 2012 Pro-Am Runabout Naturally Aspirated Stock National Champion, and I ride the Yamaha VXR. The VXR is a great ski to race, and the first thing you want to do in racing it, and part of my success factors, was setting up the handling. Started with a really good ride plate. You know, there's a lot of things out there. Actually, we made our own. We modified an FZR ride plate, put a tab on the back of it so it would give it a little more bow pressure. And the same thing as we comboed in with some Dustin Farthing Mountain Motorsports sponsons. I tested 3 or 4 different sets of sponsons trying to see what I like, and that gave the best handling and bite. So, you know, while you could still not scrub off too much speed. Next thing we did was we did go with a stainless steel Riva intake grate, because when you're putting a lot of power down, you want to make sure you have a good, reliable, and strong intake grate beneath you. I used the stock impeller and tweaked on it a little bit, kicked it a little bit to give it you know, a little more top end and a little more out of the hole on the hole shot. Now in the motor, we started with Yamaha's great 1.8 liter power plant, which again, this is naturally aspirated, there's no supercharger. So we started flowing a little more air into the engine with a good air intake setup. I kind of made my own instead of going with an off-the-shelf one, so I could position it more where I wanted to and still be legal for naturally aspirated class. The next thing I did is used a reflashed ECU, which is a huge difference. The ECU I have in here will allow you to run pump gas. You can run pump premium all day long without having to go to race gas, but will increase the ski another 30 to 40 horsepower and give it a lot more bottom end to mid-range, which really helps you out in closed course racing, coming off the turns and on the hole shot. Another thing I did is again, ergonomics is very important with a ski, being comfortable on it and for your riding style. So I use a motocross style handlebar that's cut down with an angled finger throttle, and then I have a Mountain Motorsports custom steering made for the ski as opposed to the stock unit, which is higher up. This allows me to come further down and lower my center of gravity when I'm racing. So using, again, a good steering system, skinnier grips that are tight, the ODI grips. ODI makes the best hand grips on the market because they will not twist. You don't glue them on. They actually they're clamped on tight to the bar with a solid matter underneath the grip. So there is no chance of these grips slipping, coming off, or anything during a race. That's basically what I did, other than getting into more of the handling, putting good HydroTurf, a grippy seat cover on, and good HydroTurf mats, so you have good foot traction, and HydroTurf contact strips in here to wedge your foot under. We call them lifter wedges, but it's a good way to brace yourself actually. When getting on the ski, you can get your foot underneath it, and that way you can turn more aggressively and you're not going to slide off your personal watercraft. That's basically the setup I've done on my 2012 national champion winning VXR that won all 7 rounds of the Pro National Tour.